CQ calling all radio amateurs and listeners. This is Golf Bravo 2 Romeo Sierra, the news broadcasting service of the Radio Society of Great Britain. This broadcast comes to you from amateur radio station Golf 4 Juliet Bravo Delta in Meppershall, Bedfordshire. Welcome and thanks for joining us. It's Sunday the 8th of September and here is the GB2RS news broadcast, which was prepared for you by the RSGB and is made available to all radio amateurs and listeners. You can also find this news bulletin on the RSGB website at rsgb.org, along with links to groups and organisations that may be mentioned in this broadcast. This week's headlines: RSGB convention tickets are now available for you to book. There are several new vacancies in the RSGB's regional team. And remember to call into the Chota stations next Saturday. We'll have more on those items shortly, but first, the RSGB convention is just 5 weeks away with an exciting programme of presentations and practical activities waiting for you. The early bird price for day tickets ends on the 15th of September, and there won't be any extensions to that date, so do book early. There are 3 streams of presentations across the weekend, plus an introductory workshop to microcontroller programming, which is part of the Society's aim to develop programming skills in the amateur radio community and to introduce people to something new. On Saturday morning, RSGB experts will give an EMC and EMF update presentation, and that'll be followed by an informal EMC and EMF clinic in the afternoon. The RSGB HF and VHF contest forums will take place on Sunday. Throughout the weekend, you can talk to RSGB representatives and to members of many special interest groups who could inspire you to try something new in amateur radio. The RSGB 2024 convention is your convention, your way. And you can book your day tickets and book for the workshops at rsgb.org/convention. Now we have 13 RSGB regions, and each of those is covered by a regional rep and a team of district reps. They're all volunteers supporting clubs, and they're a source of support and information for individual radio amateurs. We now have a few vacancies in the regional team, and we're looking for someone to volunteer as a district rep covering Gloucestershire, Hereford and South Worcestershire. And there are also 2 vacancies for district reps to cover Leicestershire and Rutland, as well as North Lincolnshire. And if you can help local amateurs and clubs in those areas, then please contact your regional representative. You can find their details by going to our website at rsgb.org/regions. And once you're there, click on the region where you live and you'll be able to find the contact details. Next Saturday, the 14th, amateur radio stations will take part in the Churches and Chapels on the Air event, which is also known as Chota. The event takes place from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and it will focus on 80, 40 and 20 metres. You can see the list of churches and chapels taking part in the event. To do so, visit the Chota tab, that's Charlie Hotel Oscar Tango Alpha, on the events website, which is Whiskey Alpha Charlie Romeo Alpha Lima.org. That's WACRAL.org. Now we've got news of a few changes that have been made to improve the RSGB contests trophies process. For example, instead of engraving each trophy, we'll now present the winner with a quality certificate at the trophy presentations on Sunday morning at the RSGB convention. And for each award, we'll also take a high-quality photograph of the winner with their trophy, and that photo will be available for the winner if they would like to keep it. RSGB headquarters will now administer all trophies for the annual general meeting event. And you can see the full changes in the updated trophy policy on the RSGB website, and that information is at rsgb.org/trophies. And if you have any questions at all about these changes, feel free to contact the RSGB Trophy Manager. That's Mike Franklin, Golf 3 Victor Yankee India, and his email address is trophy.manager@rsgb.org.uk. Now, over the course of a year, radio amateur Maggie Yakinto, Victor Kilo 3 Charlie Foxtrot India, tried to contact Russian cosmonauts on the Mir space station. Maggie used her amateur radio skills and equipment to monitor the orbit of the space station and to listen into the frequencies that they used. After the dissolution of the Soviet Union in 1991, Maggie relayed crucial information to cosmonaut Sergei Krikalev. In a recent BBC programme, Maggie's son, Ben Yakinto, speaks to Megan Jones, and you can listen to the programme by searching for The Woman Who Spoke to the Space Station, and you'll find that on the bbc.co.uk website. And now we have details of rallies and events. The Caister Lifeboat Radio Rally has been taking place today the 8th, and it's still in progress at Caister Lifeboat Station, which is in Caister-on-Sea, and the postcode is November Romeo 305 Delta Juliet. The doors opened at 9 a.m. this morning, and they'll stay open until 8 p.m. this evening. There's no admission fee, and if you want to pop along or need more information, you can email Zane, Mike 1 Bravo Foxtrot India. His email address is Mike1 Bravo Foxtrot India @outlook.com, or you can phone him on 07711 214 790. The Broadcast Engineering Museum near Gainsborough in Lincolnshire is new and is work in progress, so it only opens a few days each year. The next open days are on Saturday the 14th and Sunday the 15th of September, and they'll be open from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. The museum has a vast collection of historic broadcasting equipment and memorabilia, some of which is restored and in working condition, and it's on display in a former RAF sergeant's mess. There's free parking on site, and for more information you can email contact us, that's all one word, contact us at bravoechocharliegolf.org.uk, or you can visit the website, which is bravoechocharliegolf.org.uk. That's becg.org.uk. The British Vintage Wireless Society will hold a swap meet and auction on Sunday the 15th of September, and the venue will be the Weatherly Centre. That's on Eagle Farm Road in Biggleswade, Bedfordshire, and the postcode is Sierra Golf 188 Juliet Hotel. Stall holders can gain access from 9 a.m. and doors will open to visitors at 9:30 a.m. and entrance is £8. The auction starts at 12:30 p.m. and hot and cold refreshments will be available all day. You can get more information from the event website, which is bravovictorwhiskey.sierra.org.uk. That's bvws.org.uk, or you can email Jeremy Owen, Golf 8 Mike Lima Kilo. His email address is secretary@bvws.org.uk. And now we have the special event news. To celebrate Malaysia Day, special call sign 9 Mike 61 Sierra is active until the 16th of September. Operators will work on the HF bands using SSB, Morse code and digital modes. And for more information, see the qrz.com page for 9 Mike 61 Sierra. Special call sign Delta Lima 250 Charlie Delta Foxtrot is active until the 30th of September, and that's to mark the 250th anniversary of the birth of painter Caspar David Friedrich. He was an icon of the German Romantic movement. The station operates on the HF bands using Morse code, digital modes and SSB, and all contacts will be confirmed automatically via the Bureau, EQSL and Logbook of the World. And for details of a certificate that's available, visit tinyurl.com/ Delta Lima 250 Charlie Delta Foxtrot. And now we have the DX news. Bob, Zulu Lima 1 Romeo Sierra, is active as Echo 51 Echo Mike Echo. He's operating from Rarotonga Island. That's IOTA reference Oscar Charlie 013, and that's in the South Cook Islands. And he'll be active until the 15th of September. He's focusing on using FT8 on the 6-metre band, and he's also operating 6-metre moon bounce using Q65-60A as a secondary activity. You can QSL via Club Logs OQRS and Logbook of the World, and you can see qrz.com for more information and updates. And just a reminder that his call sign is Echo 51 Echo Mike Echo. Bernard, Delta Lima 2 Golf Alpha Charlie, is active as Hotel 44 Mike Sierra. He's operating from Malaita, which is the IOTA reference Oscar Charlie 047, and that's located in the Solomon Islands, and he'll be active until the 15th of September. He's operating SSB and some FT8 on the 40 to 6-metre bands, and you can QSL via Bernard's home call or directly via the Bureau, and QSOs will be uploaded to Club Log and Logbook of the World. And just a reminder that his call sign will be Hotel 44 Mike Sierra. And now we have the contest news, and a very full programme of contests it is. Firstly, the All Asian DX contest started at 0000 UTC on Saturday the 7th, and it's still in progress and will end later at 23:59 UTC today. That's Sunday the 8th of September. Using SSB on the 160 to 10 metre bands where contests are allowed, the exchange is signal report and your age. Then on Tuesday the 10th, it's the 432 MHz FM activity contest, and that runs from 1800 to 1855 UTC. Using FM on the 70 centimetre band, the exchange is signal report, serial number and locator. Also on Tuesday the 10th, it's the 432 MHz UK activity contest, which runs from 1900 to 2130 UTC. Using all modes on the 70 centimetre band, the exchange is signal report, serial number and locator. Then on Wednesday the 11th, we have the combined 432 MHz FT8 activity 4-hour and 2-hour contests. The exchange is signal report and your 4-character locator. The 4-hour contest starts at 1700 UTC and the 2-hour contest starts at 1900 UTC, and they both end at 2100 UTC. If you enter the 4-hour contest, you can also put in an entry for the 2-hour contest. Also on Wednesday the 11th, it's the Autumn Series Morse Code contest, and that runs from 1900 to 2030 UTC. Using Morse code on the 80 metre band, the exchange is signal report and serial number. Then on Thursday the 12th, it's the 50 MHz UK activity contest, and that runs from 1900 to 2130 UTC. Using all modes on the 6 metre band, the exchange is signal report, serial number and locator. Then on Sunday the 15th, it's the 70 MHz Affiliated Societies contest, which runs from 0900 to 1200 UTC. Using all modes on the 4 metre band, the exchange is signal report, serial number and locator. The Worked All Europe DX SSB contest starts at 0 UTC on Saturday the 14th, and it runs until 23:59 UTC on Sunday the 15th of September. It uses SSB on the 80 to 10 metre bands where contests are allowed, and the exchange is signal report and serial number. On Sunday the 15th, it's the UK Microwave Group's 24 to 76 GHz contest, which runs from 0900 to 1700 UTC. Using all modes on the 24 to 76 GHz bands, the exchange is signal report, serial number and locator. Also on Sunday the 15th, it's the IRTS 70 centimetre counties contest, and that runs from 1300 to 1330 UTC. Using SSB and FM on the 70 centimetre band, the exchange is signal report, serial number and locator, and Irish stations will also give their county. Next we have the IRTS 2 metres counties contest. That also takes place on Sunday the 15th from 1300 to 1500 UTC. Using SSB and FM on the 2 metre band, the exchange's signal report, serial number and locator. And again, Irish stations will also give their county. Another one for Sunday the 15th, it's the British Amateur Radio Teledata Group Sprint PSK 63 contest, and that runs from 1700 to 2100 UTC. This contest uses PSK 63 on the 80 to 10 metre bands, and the exchange is your serial number. Well, now we move across to the radio and propagation report, and this was compiled by Golf 0 Kilo Yankee Alpha, Golf 3 Yankee Lima Alpha and Golf 4 Bravo Alpha Oscar on Thursday the 5th of September. Well, last week we had continued high solar flux indices and excellent 10 metre band propagation to Charlie Yankee 9 Charlie on St Paul Island near Newfoundland. The de-expedition, which has now ended, was often at S9 plus on 28 MHz up to 2 hours after sunset, and this may be a sign that better autumnal HF conditions are just around the corner, and it does bode well for the rest of the year. The average sunspot number has now exceeded 200 for the first time in 23 years. And this puts it far better than solar cycle 24, and it looks like there's still more to come. propquest.co.uk reports that maximum usable frequencies over a 3,000 kilometre path are now often above 28 MHz, so do look out for DX on the 10 metre band. And this will improve as the month goes on. September is good for north-south paths, and paths to North America will improve as we head into October. So get your higher HF band antennas sorted out, as this autumn could be fun. During the past week there were 21 M-class flares, but no X-class events. The KP index has been under 5 all week, which no doubt has helped HF propagation to flourish. There were large coronal mass ejections, or CMEs, on the 1st and 3rd of September, but these appear to be related to far side events, well beyond the northwest limb, and were directed well away from Earth. However, that active region is now rotating into view, so we could have potential Earth-directed coronal mass ejection activity. Next week, the Space Weather Prediction Centre suggests that the solar flux index will remain between 240 and 250. Unsettled geomagnetic conditions are forecast for today, the 8th of September, but do keep an eye on solarham.com for up-to-date solar information, as things do change each day. And now we have the VHF and up propagation news, which was compiled by Golf 3 Yankee Lima Alpha and Golf 4 Bravo Alpha Oscar. The slightly enhanced tropo conditions were welcome for the 144 MHz UK activity contest on the 3rd of September. However, in the coming week, the opposite will be the case for many parts of the country, as low pressure is expected to dominate the weather charts. There may be some weak ridges of high pressure nearby, or even over northern Britain this weekend, but it's not looking great. We think it looks better across the North Sea to northern Europe and southern Scandinavia in the first part of the week. Much of next week will have low pressure in control, and it will be worth looking for rain scatter on the gigahertz bands. Current solar activity means that we should expect aurora if the KP index rises. The autumn is often a good time of the year for these, and it will be useful to monitor the KP index, especially if you hear any signals sounding watery on the HF and LF bands. And it's always worth a reminder that the sporadic E season doesn't just drop off a cliff at this time of year. Instead, it becomes infrequent and restricted to lower bands or digital modes. That said, it does become very infrequent and restricted to lower bands or digital modes under the influence of jet streams. The southward paths to Iberia and the western Mediterranean look most promising next week for an out-of-season chance sporadic E event. There's one small meteor shower this week. The September Epsilon Perseids peaks with a low zenithal hourly rate of 5 tomorrow the 9th. This shower produced unexpected outbursts in 2008 and 2013, but modelling indicates that 2024 activity should be nothing unusual. For moon bounce or EME operators, moon declination is now negative and falling further, reaching minus 29 degrees next Wednesday. Moon visibility windows continue to fall, as will peak moon elevation, while path losses are decreasing after apogee. 144 MHz sky noise increases from moderate today, the 8th, reaching over 2500 Kelvin next Wednesday. And that's all from the propagation team this week. Excuse me. And indeed, that's all for this week's GB2RS News broadcast, which was brought to you by Graham, Golf 4 Juliet Bravo Delta in Meppershall, Bedfordshire. The news was compiled by the Radio Society of Great Britain, who represent amateur radio and radio amateurs in the United Kingdom and abroad. If you have a news item to share, please email it to us as far in advance as possible so we can include it for you free of charge in the GB2RS news broadcast, Radcom magazine and the RSGB website. Send it to the editorial team, whose email address is radcom@rsgb.org.uk. And if your news item is time critical, please make sure that you send it to us by 10 a.m. on the Thursday before the news broadcast. The RSGB retains the copyright over all material transmitted. You can find information about amateur radio on our website, which is rsgb.org. And you can also download the full schedule of GB2RS broadcasts from rsgb.org/GB2RS schedule. Well, we wish you 7-3 from the GB2RS team, hoping you have a lovely Sunday, what's left of it, and a great week ahead, and I'll be back again next week. This is Graham, Golf 4 Juliet Bravo Delta, now transferring to the commemorative call sign Golf 5 Mike Hotel Zulu in memory of Gordon Adams, whose hard work helped to secure our allocation on the 5 MHz amateur band. Now, if you called in prior to the news, there's no need to call in now, as I have you on the list. But if you haven't called in yet today, please do so now, and I'll pop you on the list and then call you in again shortly. So, this is Golf 5 Mike Hotel Zulu, operator Graham in Bedfordshire, now listening for any new calls and reports.